what you think makes a successful YouTube video. If the listener is thinking, well, I definitely want video for what I do, what do they need to do in order to have success through it? Because it sounds like you've gotten some good success through the YouTube part. And like for me, I don't even pay attention to my YouTube. I focus everything on my podcast, on the audio experience. Mm-hmm. So what are you doing? What did you do to get so successful on your YouTube channel?
I wouldn't say I'm like the most successful YouTuber out there yet, okay. But I would just say consistency is what I've learned. Also, I've learned like the SEO model, like of trying to make titles that get searched. So because my SEO right now, a lot of the titles I made a while ago are actually growing now, finally to get in search and getting on the search, like the home tab for YouTube. I've had to learn a lot. I've hired a YouTube coach to kind of teach me the ways of what to do. YouTube is interesting, like you would think like some stuff that would hit and get really good results doesn't, and sometimes stuff that you're like, let's give it a shot. Like it's kind of difficult to see like what works. So we just put out as much as we can. And I believe with consistency and with the right SEO titles, like it's going to grow, inevitably grow bigger and bigger and bigger.
So you mentioned that you hired a YouTube coach. I'm going to just take a moment here. I wanted to lose some weight. I got my dad bod and it just totally looked like, whatever. Mm-hmm. And there came a day that my son was like, "Oh, your fat belly." And he was basically making fun of me in a kind way.
Yes.
And I'm like, "You really think I'm fat?" He's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, I don't get it. But I started to try a few things just on my own, Nathan, just like the mistake that I made when I spent $15,000 to make $6,000 instead of hiring a coach. I did the same thing, but with my health. And so I was like, all right, YouTube told me about fasting. YouTube told me about this. I went to CrossFit. I tried all sorts of things. And I would like lose some weight and then gain it back plus more. And other times I would lose weight, but just crazy slow. And other times it would just seem like nothing was working, or I would lose weight, but it was just that my muscles in my arms were getting smaller and looking thinner, but my belly was getting bigger.
Right.
And so I got desperate. I was like, fine, I'll hire someone. So I hired a coach and I ended up getting down to 6-pack lean. And I feel way better. Now I'm healthier, I'm faster, and I've got some better habits in place around health with what I eat, what I drink, and what I do movement wise. So I love with what you're saying. We've already talked about like a wholesaling coach will make it so you spend less. If let's just say we use you spend a lot less on marketing, and you're still able to make good money and you're able to do it quick.
Right.
Same thing with YouTube. I tried it on my own. I tried YouTube on my own. I'm like, can't really figure this out. So it's not a big deal. I'm not even going to worry about it. But you did something different. You hired someone to support you with that. And I think that helps us to think about, can I really do it on my own? Or is it really worth it to do it on my own?
Right.
Have you hired any other types of coaches besides those two? Tell us.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I've been hiring coaches since I got started in wholesaling. Yeah. Tons of wholesaling coaches.
Why?
Well, it's either you figure it's time, right? It's time or speed. You pay for speed, or not, you can figure it out with time. And for me, I don't want to, I know that there's, the opportunity costs, right? You might be saving money, but you're also losing money. So, but you also got to be careful with coaches too, because sometimes you're over leveraged and you think like, hey, let me get this person, they'll tell me what to do. And it's like, well, you're just doing too many things right now and you're not going to be successful doing any of them. It doesn't matter if this person gives you the sauce because you're not even doing anything like good. And that's something that I've struggled with too, is like, I think you can pay for the solution, right? Because it's quicker, but you're not even going to implement it the right way that they would, right? Like you're too spread. And that's, it's been a big problem of mine, is trying to do too much stuff.